Assuming the Burden by Krishna's Mercy. Chaturdash Sahasrani Rakshasam Bhim Karmanam Hatanye Ken Ramen Manushen Padatina. Quote, those 14,000 Rakshasas of frightening deeds were eliminated by that one man, a foot soldier who was Rama. Valmiki Ramayana, Aranya Kand, 26:35. Sometimes we just have an inclination to serve. We want to help. We have no interest in taking. The reason could be due to the helplessness of the corresponding person. Perhaps we feel like a debtor in the relationship, that we have been taking for too long. We wish to even the score, so to speak. This tends to be the mood of the individual in their connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the discipline of Bhakti Yoga. One notable incident from the pastimes of Sri Rama on this earth shows that sometimes God will assert himself to assume the entire burden, whether we agree to the proposal or not. With the rapid advancements in technology, any person can now start their own televised program. They do not have to rely on pitching a show to network executives, raising funds to shoot a pilot, and then hoping that the program gets picked up in time for the upcoming fall season. As practically everyone in industrialized areas has a smartphone today, it is not difficult to turn an idea into a video production, if only an amateur one at that. In this regard, we notice that some of the comedy productions focus on the different tendencies spanning the different ethnic groups. For instance, we have the setting of dining out at a restaurant. One particular internet video depicts the scene for two different groups. In the first scene, two friends are almost at a standstill. The server has dropped the check on the table. Each friend is waiting for the other to pick up the check to pay the bill for the meal. The two friends do not want to outwardly express this desire. They would rather wait for the other person take the initiative. In the second scene, two different friends are also at a restaurant. It is the same time to pay the bill, but here there is an intense struggle. There is something like a tug of war, with each friend insisting that they be allowed to pick up the check. They rush to the cashier and demand that their wishes be fulfilled. While presented in a light-hearted way, this difference certainly manifests in real life. We see the same dichotomy within religion, whether the practice is formal in a church setting or informal within the home. One person keeps asking. They want to leverage their good behavior for a favor. They make an appeal along the following lines.
God, I do not ask for much. You know that. Most of the time I leave you alone. I do not want to bother you. But can you come through for me this one time? I promise to never bother you again. Really, I mean it. I vow to be a good person for the rest of my days. Provided this desire is met, I know that you will come through for me.
On the other side, we have someone like Lakshman, who is one of the 4 sons to King Dashrath of Ayodhya. Lakshman is the highest embodiment of the service mentality for the ultimate benefit of the Supreme Lord. The wise reveal that Lakshman is actually Ananta Deva from the spiritual world. Lakshman is therefore the origin of the spiritual master. He embodies the behavior and mindset of the Guru. Lakshman is always looking out for the interests of Sri Rama, who is an incarnation of Vishnu. Parvanasmi kakutsthatvai varshashatam sthite, swayam tu ruchire, deshe kriyata mitimam vad. End quote. O Rama, for as long as you shall stand before me, even if it be for 100 years, I will always remain your servant. Therefore you should be the one to choose a beautiful and appropriate place for the cottage. After you have selected a spot, please then command me to start building. Lakshman speaking to Lord Rama, Valmiki Ramayana, Aranya Kand, 15:7. Beyond paying the bill after a meal at a restaurant, Lakshman vows to continue in service for 100 years and beyond. Whatever it is that Rama wants, Lakshman will oblige. This is the meaning of pure devotional service. There is no hint of outside motive. There is nothing that the younger brother wants in return. From the incident of 14,000 Rakshasas attacking in the Dandaka forest, we see that sometimes the Supreme Lord will assume the entire burden. Rama asks Lakshman to go to a nearby cave. This is to protect Sita Devi, who is Rama's wife. 1 against 14,000? Seems like an unfair fight. Maybe Lakshman could help, as the soldiers on the other side are described as Bhima Karma. They are night-ranging ogres of Herculean deeds. Rama still fights this battle alone. The juxtaposition of the Sanskrit words within the shloka describing the incident is intentional. There is Ekena, or one Rama. There is also Chaturdash Sahasrani, one man, Manusya, against a massive collection of shape-shifting creatures who are terrifying to the core. For Rama, the battle is easy. The victory gives but a small glimpse into his infinite glories. Whether we like it or not, even when we are eager to intervene and offer assistance, sometimes God assumes the entire burden. He puts the responsibility on his shoulders. He carries sufficient potency to both protect and lead us to a better place. In closing, ready those arrows to set free, not afraid of ogres to be. Prepared to take the entire fight, not intimidated by their might. But Rama, going this one alone, glimpse of his potency shown. That as protector of devoted to stand, sweeping 14,000 in that land.